Hello, fellow project managers. Today, we're going to take a look at issues and the process flow for issues as documented in the PMBOK guide. The thing about this, though, is to get the most of this, we need to look at a number of steps. Before we get into the data flows, I would like for you to answer these questions and keep your answer, and we will review the answers at the end. All right, so this is the first question. Go ahead and choose an option. If you need more time, hit the pause button. Here's a second question. Go ahead, hit that pause button. Make sure you use this opportunity. You will learn a lot more. And the third one. Okay, so I've shown you 3 questions, and we'll take a look at these 3 questions at the end. But for now, let's jump straight into the data flows. So where issues are concerned, in the PMBOK guide, it's important that you understand this could be called a problem. The words problem, issue, impediment, they are all used interchangeably. They really mean the same thing. You might hear impediment, obstacle, or blocker in the world of Agile. In the world of traditional, you'll hear problem, you'll hear issue. Now, when you get a problem or an issue emerging on a project, you need to document it. So you discover an issue or a problem, you've got to document it in an issue log. The issue log is an output of the process known as direct to manage project work. The next step is we collect data in that same process. We collect data about the issue. We might have already collected the data, but the bottom line is that this data needs to be collected to better understand the issue or the problem. So the work performance data needs to be analyzed, and this is done in the monitoring and controlling processes. So eventually, we will identify the root cause by going through the various pieces of work performance data that we are analyzing. So think about it like this. You got this work performance data. It's going to be analyzed. You're going to find the root cause, and you are eventually going to generate work performance information, which is your analyzed work performance data. This work performance information is going to help you better make sense of the data so that you can arrive at sensible conclusions regarding this problem. The next step, work performance reports are generated. This is done in the monitor and control project work process. So think about it. You glean data, you identify the root cause of a problem, you document this as work performance information, it gets filtered, and the most relevant parts get put into a report. That report is then going to help you generate alternatives, because part of your reporting is to understand what metrics mean, to understand the metrics that matter so that you can make decisions, so that you can better understand problems. So you generate alternatives with this in mind, and then you choose the best alternative. Next, you implement the alternatives. But you don't stop there. Implementing the alternative is just one step. The next step is to ask, was this solution effective? So you check the effectiveness of whatever alternative you've come up with. If the solution is effective, you will get a final solution. If it is not effective, there's going to be a feedback loop back into step 8. You keep generating more and more alternatives, or you could go back to the alternatives that you did not deem that effective in the very beginning and check to see if those are actually plausible. Because you could have a team use, for example, Ed DeBono's 7 thinking hats and generate a whole bunch of alternatives, and you try 2 out of the 10 and those 2 don't work. Well, go back and check the other 8 and see if perhaps any of those is good. If not, it's a feedback loop. And this is generally how you think about issues. Now let's go back to those questions. This one says you're working on a development project that involves scientific research sponsored by a wide variety of organizations. Your team has identified the root cause of a documented issue. What should you, the project manager, do next? So you've probably heard of the dig sieve approach if you've been watching this channel long enough, because what I've done in previous episodes is break these steps down for issues into the D, I, G, C, I, V. Define the problem, identify the root cause of the problem, generate alternatives, choose the best alternative, implement the alternative, and verify solution effectiveness. This is documented in 8.2 in the PMBOK guide. You might have blown past it. Go check it out. But it's under problem solving. So the bottom line is that the root cause is understood. So it would not be A. It also says your team has identified the root cause of a documented issue. So it's already been documented. Option D says use an Ishikawa cause and effect diagram. Well, this is the very thing we did when we identified the root cause. Remember, it's already been done, so it's not D. The best answer is choose the best alternative for resolution. And you could get instances where a step is skipped, but you have to go through the alternatives given in the answers, and of course, like it says, choose the best alternative. Well, do you know you can actually apply this to solving problems on the test? So we're going to choose the best alternative, which is actually C. Choose the best alternative. Everything else has already been done. You need to look out for those kinds of questions where all the other alternatives in the answers have been done. Let's go to the next one. In an effort to strengthen its display of more of its collection, Peabody Essex is undergoing a major expansion project which has experienced several issues. The centerpiece of the project is a new 150,000 square foot new museum, and its signature feature is a series of discrete pavilions surrounding a central water courtyard. A major issue has been discovered. That's what we're looking at, major issue. What should the project manager do next? So, if an issue has been discovered, here's the deal. You wouldn't create a change log, right? That wouldn't be the next thing to do. You wouldn't create a change log because it's one, possible that it already exists, and two, it is not directly tied to an issue. Issue doesn't always equal change, okay? Issue just means resolve. Resolve doesn't always equal change. So that would be presumptuous to say changelog. Let's go to option C, create a risk register. Again, this could have been done previously, but it does not tie back to risk. This issue is a realized risk at best, but an issue has been discovered means this is happening now. It didn't say a risk has realized. Sometimes we just find issues, and that's what we need to deal with right now. So to deal with that issue right now, the next best thing is not to create a risk register. Okay? Now, let's go back to the very beginning of the question, line 3. It said, a major expansion project which has experienced several issues. Well, if it's experienced several issues, it would only be logical that there already exists an issue log. So this is not something that this new major issue is going to trigger. So it cannot be that based on the logic of the question. Several issues, same project manager, same project. That should have already been done. We should already have a log of those issues. We should have already been learning lessons learned if those issues were dealt with. So the best option, my friends, is generate solutions. Let's go to our final question in this list. same scenario, okay? Same scenario. But this time it says the centerpiece of the project is a new 150,000 square foot new museum, and its signature feature is a series of discrete pavilions surrounding the central water courtyard. Major issue has been discovered. So we can actually verify that this is the same question. So what is different about this question? Again, it's the option. On the PMP exam, you could have same question reoccurring, and I can almost promise you I did see a question in different lights, different respects. It's like they create a scenario, and that scenario just lives. It has some shelf life. But let's take a look. What should the project manager do next? A major issue has been discovered. A. Log this problem in the lessons learned repository. You would not log a problem in the lessons learned repository. You would log lessons that have been learned. B. Log this issue in the risk register. No, you don't log issues in a risk register. You log issues in an issue log. You log risks in a risk register. Take a look at option C. Log this problem, again, an issue, in the change log. You don't log problems in a change log, so that disqualifies that. Follow the recommended issue management process. How could you go wrong with that? That's the most logical thing to do, and therefore the answer is D. So my friends, for those of you just coming, over the past number of minutes, we've been taking a look at the issue or problem solving data flow. We've taken a look at all of these 12 steps. And if you have any comments, I invite you to put a comment below. If you're getting ready for the PMP exam and struggling to make sense of the whole thing, I would advise you come on down to our PMP exam immersion course. To do that, go on down to hpmexam.com. PMP exam immersion is a half-day boot camp. We go through everything you need for your PMP exam in 4 hours. That's half a day. You'll be amazed at how much you can get done in half a day. And what we're going to be doing is combing through every single process, every single task, agile, hybrid, predictive thinking. This will get you in shipshape for the PMP exam. If you're looking for other content, audio, or other materials, going down to the parent website, it's Praizion.com. All right. But for the hpmexam.com immersion course, going down there right away. We've got one coming up on Sunday. It will be a pleasure to see you there. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next episode. You take care, and bye for now.